Yo, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SCL0320 representing JVS. I'm back here again for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5, Captive. This is a spoiler-filled review. I've just done my first reaction, so if you want to go check that out, definitely go take this, put in your watch later, go to that, and then after you've seen the episode on AMC.com, then get at me. But I also did a reaction to the episode. I actually really enjoyed the episode. I gave it actually a 9 out of 10. I enjoyed the last 2 episodes generally, and I'll go into some key points of why. So for me, the beginning of the episode was actually pretty interesting because I had Alicia interacting with the leader of this group that Jack oversees, and we know that Jesse McCartney's character is the younger brother, you know, and I think that Jesse McCartney actually did a really good job acting in this episode. I think he was kind of top notch in a lot of different respects. Like he, to me, has been one of the more sadistic and interesting characters I've seen. The problem that I had with that is they killed him. I like that I didn't see that coming, but at the same time I'm like, dang, they killed him, you know? And then with the brother, when he first meet with Alicia, he's sitting there making her a steak. I was like, this dude might be crazy, you know? And it's very unclear if his character died or not, because I know he got bit by his own brother, and the way that even set up was pretty awesome. But he couldn't end up cutting his own arm off because the girl that I didn't expect to be in this one, spoiler alert, Kim is back. Kim from the freaking lifeboat is back, and she has this amazing, I don't know what that noise is, amazing, interesting conversation with Travis, which I'll get into. But like I said, the beginning of it set a really interesting tone because it showed Alicia going and escaping up because she was worried, and it showed a whole scape of her right on the edge, you know. And I thought at first it was CG, but then I realized this is an actual area shot. That's the thing about this episode. There's moments where you see shots from the Abigail, you see shots from this kind of little liner that they have that's right on the ocean front. And it's really beautiful. I love the way they shot it. Even like when they actually had Jesse McCartney's character get killed, and the way that his prosthetics were on his face and the way that it was actually shot, it added elements to it. The only thing is it wasn't that many zombies in this, but it was still a lot of tension that was built up throughout most of the episode. The other things I didn't get to talk about in the first reaction was because of the fact that I didn't want to spoil anything, but Nick, to me, he's showing signs that he can and is the leader in the glue. And I think that Travis can get there. He's not there yet because he has this interesting conversation with Chris. He has a conversation with his mom. And it's like every time that Nick is on the show, I'm like, this is our future Johnny Depp. You know? That's kind of the presence that Nick kind of has. And even with Strand and Daniel, Daniel's having some kind of like metamorphosis mentally because I think that he sees Chris, he sees what Chris has gone through, and I think he's not grieving over his wife, and I think he sees so much heinous stuff. Yeah, I think he's going through withdrawals, or he's not withdrawals, but I think he's dealing with some PTSD, or going some historic PTSD from stuff that he's remembered in his past, because somebody was sitting there talking to him, and then he was about to uncover like the veil over Jesse McCartney's character, and I was like, dude, he's about to get killed doing something like that. So this is going to nip in the bud a little bit later on, but it seems like he might be losing it. Then Strand is sitting there on the couch trying to recover, and he has this awesome line with him and Madison, where he basically is like, I remember when this kid was a junkie, and I saw him, and I saw the prospects and the things that he could do when I first laid eyes on him. And you've known him for 10 years, and you don't know. And she was about to say, I see that in him, but you don't see what he is when he is an addict. What he's willing to do, the darkness that he can envelop. And that's the thing about Nick's character. That's very true. Like when he's trying to get what he wants and when he's on a blender, he's bad off. And I don't know if that's going to come back later on, but Nick could have the potential of being one of the greatest antagonists or protagonists or both simultaneously just because of his addiction issue. But either way, the thing that I wanted to talk about was 2 different moments. One was with Jesse McCartney's character with Chris, which when he started talking about his mom, we started talking about these different kind of things. I was like, oh my gosh, like Chris is gonna snap, and he did. Like, he blew him away. He was like, I justify it because he's gonna turn, and I think in his head he's like, everybody's gonna turn. And I was like, when he's sitting there talking to Madison, I was like, this boy is doing some good acting. He's flawed, and he's putting everybody at risk, and he's like borderline when Carol had to kill those two little girls, the other little girl, he might be that one, you know? And then with Travis interacting with Kim from the lifeboat, I was like, that was actually really compelling and interesting because I saw Cliff Curtis emote, he act. He is an amazing actor. And for him to own up to the fact of what happened and not just trying to be from a self-preservation standpoint, but literally trying to do everything he could to talk to this girl. You know, only thing is weird for me is by the end of the episode, I'm like, okay, well, the leader died, other people got bit, the young girl got killed, and then Jack is the only one really there. Like, what is she gonna do? And they left her again. So, you know, I've already said this before, that they said that she's gonna be a season regular. So, I don't know what's gonna happen with her character. I was kind of like thrown off by that. But I love the intrigue of mystery. Because I think a lot of people weren't expecting her to come back, but I was. Because the only reason why I said that is because they have made a point to say that this is a girl that's going to be a season regular. But her comments about what she had to do with the boy and how she had to, you know, take his life. And I said this to y'all. I was like, if she survives, she's going to have to survive by killing this boy. And it's going to break her, you know. And Travis really could emote and understand that because that's what he had to do with his own ex-wife. So, I mean, these kind of moments like this really help envelop this episode too. The 9 out of 10 that I gave it. The end, Alicia didn't do the stupid thing, which I was like, okay, she got the knife, but then she's going to go with this boy and ship off. Travis is like, oh yeah, just go with Jack and do whatever. And I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? For her to finally just kind of leave and jump off and get back with the family, I was happy about that. It's corny and cheesy and doesn't add any extra drama, but I was like, I don't need that extra drama. That's just stupidity for me. So I'm glad about that. I enjoyed the episode. Hopefully you did as well. Leave your comments in the comment section below what you thought about the episode. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.